Awesome. Okay, welcome to Ultra Brothers
Awesome.
episode 3. Today we're going to be discussing running books or just books in general that we all like. I'm drinking a root beer. Yeah, Rocktail 4, 8 and 10. Keith is over there drinking.
9 bananas and 4 cups of strawberries. It's about 9 cups of smoothie.
How many calories is that?
I don't know, 100, 1,000 to 1,200. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Awesome. Okay, welcome to Ultra
Sugar.
Brothers episode 3. Today we're going to be discussing running books. Okay, and then and how many? More importantly, how many Krispy Kreme donuts is that shake? Because you know how sugar
Definitely more.
donut.
Definitely more than one. It's
And
more than one. Less than.
less than
Probably 20.
and
Probably
then
less than 20.
and Joseph is drinking nothing.
They just sitting.
Joseph's frozen.
Nothing.
Joseph's not drinking anything. Okay, so today just wanted to start off with the book that I've read or am reading right now. I'm not finished with it. It is called The Perfect Mile. And actually, it just inspired me to run my fastest 2-mile PR recently, as well as just start pushing harder on speed work, knowing that your threshold or whatever you want to call it, your limit is always can be pushed. And the more you push that in your speed training or your speed work, the faster you're going to get in the long run. So if you're always just taking your speed work, or even if you're not doing speed work, you're not as likely to get faster in a timely manner. Also, one of the things I really love about The Perfect Mile, and I'll grab it. Where's it at? I don't know.
Yeah, what's it look like?
I don't know where it went. It's gone. Oh,
He's
I
got a
found it.
picture. He's got a picture on his Instagram or something, I think. Yeah.
So bam. So The Perfect Mile, written by Neil Bascom. One of the things I really like is that it tells the story of like 3 different guys. Roger Bannister, Wes Santee from the United States, of course Roger Bannister being from England, and John Landy from Australia. And all 3 of these guys are trying to break the 4-minute mile at the same time, but all obviously on different sides of the world. So it's just this awesome story, basically 3 stories in one book of these guys just trying to accomplish basically the impossible. It was said again in science back then that no man could run that fast. Just like no man could make it to the top of Mount Everest. It was gonna be too hard. So I'm still in the middle of getting through the end of it. But it's really just one of those inspiring type of stories. Not really like a lot of training value or a lot of knowledge value besides history. But it's one of those things where you can really learn from history at the same time as really being inspired. Any questions?
What was the first 4-minute mile, sub 4-minute mile?
What
guy you doing?
Roger Bannister ran the first 4-minute mile, 1953. He ran like a 3:59.7, I believe it was. And
That's slow now.
technically he was paced, but technically not because both those guys finished the race. They didn't pace him. They just ran hard for a half, on 1 mile or a half, a half mile, or the other guy ran really hard for 3/4 of a mile, and then within, I believe it was like within 6 months, John Landy from Australia was in Sweden and broke Roger Bannister record with like a 3:58.2. So a whole minute and a half shaved off. So Roger Bannister was pretty mad. It's getting into the story where they both raced in Vancouver in what they call the Empire Games. So like the British Empire. However, Wes Santee was the American runner, and he wasn't able to race in that race because he had to go off to be to basically Marine ROTC or Officer Corps, Reserve Officer Corps.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say, Joseph, earlier?
What got you to read the book? Say that? What got you to read the book?
I read the book. I heard from a couple different people that it was a good book, and so it was on my Amazon wish list. And then I went to Barnes and Noble one day and needed another book, and it was on the shelf, and it was on my Amazon wish list, so I figured why not go ahead and get it.
Mm-hmm.
But so Keith, what's a good book you've been reading lately or read lately?
Probably the book I'm reading now is pretty good. China Study. I'm about halfway through. Pretty informational. Not really like a good storybook, but pretty informational. It seems to repeat itself a lot, but that's kind of the way stuff gets when you get into nutrition. It starts to repeat yourself when it especially comes to diet. So I'm looking forward to finishing it and getting towards the later chapters where he starts talking about the medical field and stuff along those lines and gets away from the nutrition aspect of a plant-based diet. So that's one book I'm reading right now. Pretty good.
Awesome. And what are some of the? I know that book is like just full of statistics and stuff. What are some of the better statistics and studies or pieces of it you've seen?
I don't know. My favorite, probably the first couple of chapters are the best. The ones he talks about heart disease and cancer. But like, if you look at it, like 1 in 3 Americans have heart disease, but we've been fighting heart disease for like, I don't know, 30 years, and we still have. But the rate of heart disease keeps on increasing. But we're not getting any better at treating it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Joseph, have you read the China Study yet?
I haven't. But it seems like a pretty good book.
I think Joseph's dying.
Yeah, he sounds dead over there.
He's hogging the internet. Every time I click on him, it just goes away.
It looks like he's still sitting like this, frozen.
Joseph, you need to get closer to the router.
I don't know what he said either.
So, okay. Well, and what was the book you finished last before the China Study?
Before that, well, I finished a few other books, but like a running book. This was the second to last book I finished. Eat and Run by Scott Jurek. Took me like 6 months to get through. It was interesting, and then it got to a point where it got boring, and I just stopped reading, and I was like, this is stupid, so I put it on the shelf. And then about 2 months went by, and I was like, hey, I only got a couple chapters left, I should just finish it. So I finished it. The finish was pretty good, but about like 3/4 of the way in, I just got tired of reading it, and then the last chapter is pretty good, so.
Yeah. I don't know, I like Eat and Run because a lot of the different recipes, I'm going to grab my copy.
This guy's at a stand-up desk right now.
Yeah, definitely at my stand-up desk. So
Life hack.
I really like my copy. A lot of the different recipes in it. Honestly, my favorite one I make all the time is holy moly guacamole. Yeah. Oh, I have stuff falling on mine. But he has. I think it's posted online somewhere with it. But we've made. Angel and I have made a ton of different recipes. So Angel, obviously my wife, has made a chili out of here. I'm thinking about making.
That chili's pretty good.
Dan, one of the guys I run with, is making his bean and rice burritos that Scott Jerk eats on the run, or eats on his ultra races and eats when he's racing. So I might give those a try. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used like a portable type of food versus just using a liquid hydration or liquid nutrition. Let's see. Josie, you working yet? Nope.
What up? Can you hear
I
me?
mean, I can hear you. I can't see you.
Oh.
No, I can't do either both.
It's still broke. You might as well just go hop in. You might as well just go hop in with Keith.
You can't see me.
So, Scott Jerk, I really like
What should I do?
some of the history of.
All right,
He goes through it in Eat and Run, though. I'll talk about some of like the background of this. He also, he's mentioned in Born to Run as well. Scott Jerk loves to go down and run in the Copper Canyons with the Rauramari Indians. So he goes down there, runs the Copper Canyon Ultra Marathon pretty much every year I've seen thus far. I don't know if he made it down there this year with being at the, I forget what race he was at recently. But I don't think he was down there in Mexico this year. But Scott Jerk goes back. He won Western States, which Western States is the Boston Marathon or the Daytona 500, or basically I would say the Super Bowl of ultra running. I mean, it's not really a championship, but it's where everyone wants to go race. It's where everyone wants to win. So Scott Jurek, back in the 1990s, I believe, won it 7 times in a row. So he did the Jimmy Johnson of ultra running. He won it 7 years in a row. He was the first non-Californian to win the race. So Scott Jurek was originally from Minnesota. Originally was a skier, like a long cross-country skier. Came into ultra running and winning Western States 7 years in a row. And then he retired for a couple of years, and now he's back racing a bit, not up in the front as much, but still racing now, finally. So now that Joseph's on, what book have you been reading, Joseph?
All right. You can hear me? Good?
I can hear you, and I can see you.
Well, I don't know. This is the book I've been reading. I've gotten to the first chapter. That's about it. But
what's it called?
Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease by Caldwell B. Esselstyn. And then, so I only did finish the first chapter, but hopefully I'll finish that soon. I'm a slow reader, so it takes me a long time to finish a book. And yeah, that's about it. That's what I've been reading.
What does he talk about?
Well, the first chapter just goes through like basic like things that it basically like lays out like what the book's going to talk about, sort of. And he mentions this one guy that came to him. He was an athlete, I think, or maybe a doctor of some kind, but he was pretty fit. Like you would have looked at him and thought like you're pretty fit, like us, looking at someone like us and getting heart disease. You wouldn't think of one of us to get heart disease, but that's basically what happened to this guy. And so he came to Dr. Esselstyn, and basically he put him on this diet with it was high carb, low fat, all whole plant foods basically, and his heart disease was reversed within like a week, and there was like no sign of it. So from there, he just started doing more research in the field, and then he started to, and that's why I came out with his book and everything. So it's pretty much just experiment and work basically.
Okay. So that's a good book. I'd recommend. I mean, it goes kind of in line with the China study, where it's more of a medical based book. Kind of, I would say, is there any nutrition stuff in them, either of them?
Like what to eat and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he says to eat, basically on his diet, you can't eat anything with a mother or face. You cannot eat dairy products. This is a diet that he recommends. You must not consume oil of any kind, not a drop. And then he says, generally, you cannot eat nuts or seeds. So he doesn't really recommend eating nuts or avocados because of the high fat content. And then, but he also promotes a variety of nutrient-rich foods like obviously fruits and vegetables, and anything that's going to be high carbohydrate. But he promotes a whole plant food diet, so not refined foods either.
Okay. Keith, any other book you wanted to mention?
Oh, yeah, this is a pretty good one. Me and Justin just got stacks of books here waiting. This book I read. I liked it. I don't really think it's 80-10-10 diet. So basically, you eat 80% carbohydrate or more. You eat 10% protein or less, and 10% fat or less. And he says that you're supposed to eat basically raw, organic, whole. Anyways, there's like 5 things, and basically it's just you're basically a fruitarian. So raw foodie, high carb raw foodie. That book definitely helped me out a lot in my journey of health. But there's other pretty good diets out there. Like McDougall promotes a pretty good diet. Basically, anything that's a high carbohydrate diet is going to be the healthiest. Obviously, eating fruits and vegetables are going to be the most nutrient dense, so those are going to be as healthy as it comes. So right now, I don't eat all raw, but I will soon. I've been drinking Kool-Aid at nights.
I've been drinking root beer.
So
It's high carb. As long as it's high carb, you're pretty much going to be good.
yeah, and no salt.
What's wrong?
I also just got this book. I'm about halfway through it. It's The Procrastinator's Guide to Getting Things Done. I recommend it if you're a procrastinator. I procrastinate, and already I'm getting stuff done. So definitely changing your view on procrastination a little bit, and comes at it from a cognitive behavioral therapist point of view, and really breaks it down and helps you understand why people procrastinate and stuff. And so really helps make sense of why people procrastinate and how to fix that. So if you're a procrastinator, I'd recommend it.
Awesome. I think that's going to be it for the books. So if you guys liked, I'll try to put all of the books we have down in the description below. Which honestly, I probably won't, but I'll try to. Yeah, that's how these videos go. So, again, thanks for watching. We're going to move on to our usual weekly segments. So the first one always is what's for dinner. So we'll just go Keith and Joseph, and then I'll go.
What's for dinner? I think I just had my dinner. 20 minutes or less, 1,000 calories. That's fast food right there. And if I'm hungry later tonight, I'll probably drink some Kool-Aid. I've been flirting around with this Kool-Aid stuff to see like if I like, because I would eat like rice with soy sauce and stuff at night, and I'd wake up in the morning and feel dehydrated and like crap because of the salt. And so I'm going away from like grains and going to like more refined sugar. Because when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like crap. I feel like I want to get out of bed and go do something. So when I eat grains, it feels I like have to struggle to get out of bed. So I'm going to try that until the Kool-Aid's gone, and then after that, I'll probably go back to.
Does Kool-Aid have sugar? I mean, obviously it has food coloring or different coloring. It doesn't use high fructose corn syrup, does it?
Well, if you make it yourself, you just use cane sugar. So you just use your own sugar from your house. 2 cups of sugar per gallon. So hey. But probably in April, probably starting on my birthday, which is April 3rd, I'll probably do 30 bananas for 30 days again. And so you guys can cheer me on there. And it'll be a fun time. See how I feel after 30 days of eating 3,000 bananas. Or 300 bananas or something, whatever it is. 900 bananas.
What'd you have for breakfast and lunch?
I've been eating banana strawberry smoothies all day, so I've had 3 of these. That's what I've ate. And water.
And Joseph?
Today, this morning, I had 2 vegan or veggie burritos. I don't know if they were veggie because I think they snuck some cheese in on one of them. But I don't remember. It looked like it was cheese, but I don't remember.
Gonna ride in your car?
Yeah, they didn't tell me it had cheese on it, so it didn't have cheese.
Read the label.
But for dinner, I don't know. I'm gonna have probably a smoothie. That's what I had last night for dinner was a banana smoothie. So that's what I'll probably have tonight. But Kool-Aid tastes pretty good too, though. I just had some Kool-Aid earlier before this podcast.
You didn't have
the Kool-Aid.
What?
You didn't have lunch?
Oh, that was like at 10 o'clock. So
that was breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, I had
2 burritos.
I had 2. One just had beans and rice, and then the other one had beans and rice and lettuce, guacamole, and pico de gallo and salsa, I think. And I think they snuck some cheese in there, but I don't know.
What about you? What'd you eat? What's for dinner? Did you already eat dinner?
For dinner, I had corn and rice blend spaghetti, or noodle spaghetti basically. We have a low sodium, low fat sauce, like tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, and then I usually put. Tonight I had 6 ounces of kale in that, cooked, but it's just you chopped it up, or not really chopped it up, tore it up, and then I always put 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast on top of it. Gotta get them B12s.
Yeah.
100% daily value. And I'm having a Virgil's root beer. So cane sugar all the way. And then for breakfast, before I went to work, or this morning, I can't remember what I had. I went to work at like 6 o'clock this morning. And I ate. What did I eat before then? I don't remember what I ate. I know I put something down. I had water with me, and then I ate. I have no idea. I don't remember. Yeah, it's cereal. we have a high carb, low fat cereal with rice milk that I ate. So I had cereal.
Sugar on top of it?
No, I didn't put any sugar on it. It's high carb enough. And then I came back home before 9 o'clock, and I had my second breakfast, which was 6 ounces of 6 ounces combined of collard greens and then red Swiss chard.
Uh-huh.
put that in a blender, and then I had like 6 frozen bananas, and I think I put like 4 cups of water in it, and half a pint of blueberries. And I put maca powder and cacao powder in there because I need to get rid of it, so I might as well eat it.
Yeah.
And then for lunch I came home and chopped up or split up 7 organic Gala apples. Had those for lunch. Well, I had like 8 of them because I seem to have like this bowl of apples that never gets empty, so I just continually always refill it. So I chopped that up, put that in there, and then I have a papaya that's finally ripening, so I'll have a papaya in my breakfast smoothie.
You're in for a real treat.
That dirty diaper smell.
Yeah. They taste good though.
Yep. And then, so that's that. So the next segment we usually have is the long, what's your long run? So, and we ask about the last week's long run. So last week I wound up I went camping, obviously, had a great time, camped out Friday night, went running Friday night for like 6 miles, and then got up Saturday morning before the rest of the people camping got up and went running for like an hour, and then ran like 15 miles, not 15 miles, I think I ran like 8 miles with the rest of the group, and then we went back and ran like another 6 miles on top of that. So altogether I got like 23 miles last weekend instead of like the 18 I was supposed to get, but whatever. And this week I think I have another 18 miles with like 9 evenly just paced, easy miles, and then 9 hard on the way back. So we'll see.
How do you run that far?
Yeah.
Every single weekend.
One foot in front of the other. You just do it.
You make us look bad.
Do you ever get bored of it?
Nope.
Don't you ever want to just not do a run? Like, don't you ever just want to like take a day off?
I did. I wanted to take yesterday off because I was supposed to have a PT test. It's a 2-mile time trial, and my coach programmed it for me. And then my PT test got canceled. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just have to run that in the nighttime after work because that was the only time I could run. And I didn't want to do it, but then I was like, why not go for broke and set a record? So I ran 11:37. Bam!
Bam. My long run last weekend didn't happen. I think I didn't run. This week I'm gonna just try to run. I'll probably run this weekend because I hear rumors that there's a 100-mile race coming up in September, so I have to go start running in order to succeed at that. So, anyways,
I know you guys should check out that 100-mile, the guy that ran across America.
I don't know. We're gonna go see if we can catch him.
He's still out in the middle of the desert, though, in California.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit before he gets here. Another 100 miles or so. That's like a couple days.
Where did he run from?
North Carolina.
Yep.
I've done that trip in a car though.
And then Joseph, what about yours?
I did not run last week Saturday. I think I was like busy working or something and I didn't have time. Well, I probably had time in the morning, but not the afternoon. But I don't know. This weekend I'll probably just run a couple miles, probably like 6. I'm just starting to get back into it. I have like 3 months to train before August, so I think I'm fine. But I ain't too worried.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're around 30 minutes, so again, if anyone is out there watching, Andor will be listening when I finally get these up as podcasts, which is in the works. Thanks for listening again. We're going to be back next Thursday. Should be doing anything, so we should be good for next Thursday. If you guys have a topic, leave a comment in the below on the YouTube video. If you guys have anything that you want us to talk about, otherwise we'll probably come up with another neat topic. The big news for me this week is my originally 100-miler from Flagstaff, Arizona to the Grand Canyon is being bumped because Keith is the best man at a friend's wedding that day. So unfortunately, that run is not going to happen without Keith. So I think I'm moving it to the weekend before, and I'm running 100 miles around Big Bear, California, or Big Bear Lake in California. So still, and I guess it's technically not point. It's point to point because it's one big huge lollipop loop. I'm not doing 25-mile loops, 20-mile loops, or 10-mile loops over and over, but it should still be exciting. Great views up in Big Bear, awesome crowd, and plenty of crew and pacing to be had. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my blog at addictedtorunning.com. Check out all our Twitters. So again, I'm at Alex Bridgeforth.
Keith.
At K.E. Bridgeforth.
And mine is at J.A. Bridgeforth.
So check us all on Twitter. And I think that's all I got. So again, thanks for listening. Remember to get out there and run this weekend, any distance, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.